Now it leads me to bring on our research assistant, Sam, who's got a little feature we're going to put in each week connected with each album we review called Sam Facts. And Sam's been away and looked up for 3 interesting or not so interesting facts connected with the month, year or town that the album was released from. So, Sam.
Well, this one's a bit interactive.
Okay, let's do it.
So
I like interactive.
This is all from the months of 1981. There's a few facts from each month. So I want you to pick 3 months.
Okay, let's go for.
Let's choose the first one, and I'll read the fact.
June.
Yes, there are some facts.
June, the month that the album came out.
So, Raiders of the Lost Ark opens in the US.
Raiders of the Lost Ark opened in the US. I wonder when it opened. So I suppose it opened in America first, then came to England. Great film, love it.
I think I've only seen it once. Is that the one where their faces melt off?
Yes. Yeah, the Nazi guy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let's go for July. Keep a summer theme going.
Okay. Arrest in Toxteth, Liverpool sparks 9 days of rioting.
Yes.
Please explain. I don't know.
So there were during the summer of '81. So I suppose Toxteth was where it started in Liverpool. They were riots and protests against the police, the way police were handling or their actions towards certain members of communities. So I think they termed race riots. And then it flowed into Birmingham as well and several other cities as well. So I think Handsworth in Birmingham, there was quite a lot of rioting there as well.
So do you remember seeing it a lot? Or
I did, on the TV.
Was it around? Yeah. Was it near you?
No. I remember seeing it on the television. No. It was pretty violent as well. And let's go for a Christmassy feel in December.
So December's quite a weird one, actually.
Okay.
Because as I was looking at it, I didn't really understand what was going on. So I thought you might be able to give me some light on.
I will. I can see if I can shed some light on it then.
Okay, so the December fact for today. I don't know how you say this name. Helmut Schmidt, the West German Chancellor, visits East Germany for the first official summit in 11 years.
This was when West Germany and East Germany were still separated by the Berlin Wall. So because of the Iron Curtain and communism, Berlin was a split city, was split in two. So this was the first time that the West German Chancellor, which was our side, had gone over to the East for what was it? What did he go over for?
Just official summit.
Wow, so he met with the East Germans.
That's
wow.
It's quite spectacular.
It is.
And one final fact just for you in August, which links back to what you were saying earlier about MTV.
Yeah.
MTV starts broadcasting in the US in August in 1991.
Fantastic, yeah.
Does that mean that Duran Duran song would have been broadcast all over the US? Yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah, MTV. Another thing that really changed music, I think. Now we've got this YouTube, we've got Spotify, we've got Amazon. You've got so many channels where you can watch music videos.
You've got that music channel we used to watch on TV.
What was that?
Number 500 on digital or something.
VH1 or something, wasn't it? Yeah.
It's quite terrible.
Yeah. But MTV was the ones that started it all off, and of course Duran Duran were made for MTV because their videos were so colourful and prolific and perfect for MTV. So thank you very much, Sam, for your 3 Sam facts.
Yeah, they were good.
You were good.
I'll be back on the next episode.
We'll see you on the next one. A couple of things before we go to side 2. So, Planet Earth. So now, Planet Earth leads me to remember. I want to tell you a little link to. I'm going to call it Scraggy's Party.
Is this the same as Cherry?
No.
Who's Scraggy?
Scraggy was one of my friends.
I'm not even sure this is a human.
He was. Scraggy. So Scraggy was one of my friends. So when I was sort of...
Does the kid you threw down a hill in a bin bag?
No, we're not going to talk about that one at the moment. Yeah. Our research assistant knows who that is, and we're going to keep that anonymous.
That's for another one.
There is a certain gentleman who lives in Atlanta will understand this story. But yeah, I used to knock around with a group of friends. My best mate Mike, who now lives in Atlanta, who'll know the story. There was Bunny, Scraggy, Fell, Largy, Watty.
Largy?
Yeah, Largy.
You're making these up on the spot now.
Watty.
Watty? You sound like a...
Strangely Brown.
A really bad, like... You sound like a Tesco's value mafia.
We sound like a group of, like, pre-World War One recruiting officers' dream public schoolboys leapfrogging down to the recruitment office.
You do, yeah.
There was me, Watto, Badger, and Strangely Brown. That's a Blackadder line. Sorry, I stole that one. Yeah, so we used to knock around together.
What was your nickname?
I'm not going to go into that on here.
Why not?
Because it will give too much away.
Too much away?
Yeah.
My secret identity from the 80s.
Yes.
I was the infamous Babel Sassilisk.
That's the one. Yeah. So yeah, we went to it was that era when we were every now and then allowed to have a house party. So
how old are you?
We're 13 years old. And you would, if you were really doing well at school, your parents might let you have a house party. So a party at your house where all your friends could come. But this is like, we're talking about loads of people would come round. So you're talking like 40 people would turn up. And you would just play music and dim the lights and dance to it and sit around in dark corners. Hopefully
dim the lights?
Dim the lights.
Oh,
hopefully,
my goodness.
Hopefully with a young lady.
Yeah.
So at school, of course, for weeks before the party, are you going to Scraggy's party? Yeah, you going to Scraggy's party? Yeah. So Scraggy's party. Now Scraggy, his parents owned a small hotel in the small village that I grew up in in those days. And his parents said that we could have this party in the hotel, which was probably not a good idea to start off with.
No.
So when we had these parties, obviously there was a strict alcohol thing. So we used to make homebrew and sneak bottles of homebrew in.
What?
We used to brew our own because you couldn't buy anything from off licenses. There was no chance.
What did you brew?
We used to brew cider and lager.
How? That's like
because you could buy
difficult process.
No, it's not. It's really easy. You just have to go to like Woolworths
and buy hops.
And you buy it's in a tin. So you'd have a plastic bucket. It used to come in a kit. There's a plastic bucket, a few glass bottles, some tubes, some sterilising solution, and a pre-mixed tin with all the stuff in it, the hops and the yeast, and you used to put the fill up the bucket with. The instructions were quite easy. Fill up the bucket with this much water. Pour in the yeast and hops and stuff.
Yeah.
Add sugar. Put the lid on and don't touch it for 2 weeks. And by then it was fermented and turned into and then you'd
crap beer.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it was amazing.
Was it actually?
And then you would, when you put it into the bottles, you'd put a teaspoon of sugar to get a second fermentation, and that was I think that would cause the hops to turn to alcohol or whatever the process is. I don't know. I'm not a brewer. Well, I was a home brewer.
You were.
Yeah. And so what we used to do then, we used to go around looking for all the old glass pop bottles, like soft drinks bottles, like certain brands. And what you do is you then wash them out and put your homebrew into that bottle.
Nice.
So especially the lager, because it was quite dark. If you put it into a certain fizzy drink manufacturer who's well known for the holidays are coming.
Coca-Cola.
That's the one.
Yeah. You can say that, that's fine.
So Coke bottles
I'm going to get copyright striked if I say Coca-Cola.
So Coke bottles were brilliant for putting homebrew lager into.
Yeah.
And then you try and get Fanta or one of the bottles to put your cider into.
Cool.
And because they had screw tops as well and they were glass, it looked like you were taking soft drinks to the party. But you weren't. You were drinking...
Well, at a quick glance it would look like.
Yeah. So, hello, Mrs. Smith. I brought some Coke. Oh, lovely. In you go.
I promise it's not alcohol that I've made at home.
Yeah.
That's fine, Paul. Lovely trousers.
Nice shirt, by the way. Compliments to your mother.
Yeah.
So we would... we would take Scraggy's party. Now, because his parents owned this small hotel, I think the idea was that they allowed him to put, and why they thought this would work, I've got no idea. You get a group of 14 and 15-year-olds coming round, allowed to fill some empty glass jugs from the tap, from the draft beer, and put them on tables. So there was like, they'd set some tables up for us all to sit at, and then a little area for the dance, to dance in. And they put on each table there was one jug of beer from the.
At 14.
Yeah, 15. I think it was probably more close to 15 by then.
Wow.
I know. It was probably watered down, or it was something like some really like mild bitter, like something disgusting. It was about 2%.
Okay.
Could have even been like Shandy Bass or something like that, but it was. I'm sure it was stronger. But yeah, did they think we were going to actually like sit and share these jugs around each other?
No chance.
No, somebody just grabbed the jug and glugged the whole lot down.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a wunner, and that was it. That was the jug gone.
And then you've got your own home brews as well.
That went into the jug.
Did it?
So these jugs were like magic, never ending.
So it turned into jungle juice.
Yeah, it never ended. Yeah, so yeah, we were putting our home brew in. So yeah, we're at this party. It's brilliant. I mean, it was a fancy dress party, so we had to go in fancy dress. So for some reason, and I don't know why this was, all the girls went as St. Trinians. All of them.
What does that mean? Is that school?
Yeah, St. Trinians. Like,
I've only seen the new film.
Yeah, well, that's
it?
no different to the old one.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
They all went dressed like that, and we all went as, I don't know what we went as. I went as a pirate.
Cool.
I think.
I respect the pirate.
The pirate look, which wasn't too far away from the new romantic look, so
yeah,
I got away with it. Yeah, so I did take a few pictures and send them off to Adamant just so that he could refine his look, which he was really grateful for. So we went to this party. We all turned up. It was a great party. There was loads of space, but of course, because it was a hotel, there's loads of rooms, aren't there? Mm-hmm. What do you do?
What if I was 14, 15?
Wouldn't you want to go exploring?
Yeah, because the whole place is an adventure and
It was.
You start taking control of rooms.
Yeah,
this is your HQ.
Absolutely, that's what we did. So there was one room that was set aside for everyone to put their coats on. It was the cloak room, but of course, there was a double bed, and it was just piled high with about 40 or 50 coats.
Nice,
like a mountain of coats. So so we started doing like the we'd had a few flagons of the old home brew, and a tankard, landlord, and we got it in our heads that we, a bit of dancing, we're all getting a bit merry, and let's go exploring.
You're right. And
so we decided we'd go off and try and see how many rooms we could get into. And one of my friends had this. He'd always had this penchant, if you will, of.
I won't. What do you mean?
He'd always got this idea that he was gonna meet a married woman who would teach him ways of the world.
At 14?
Yes. Yeah,
God.
Yeah, he's got.
Twice.
I've got no idea where he got that from. He was the one that used to say to us, "Let's go round trying to find a house party. Let's walk around the village, see if some adults are having a house party, and try and gate crash it, and then I can get off with a married woman." Like, you're 14 years old. Yeah. What married woman in her right mind is going to say to you, "Oh, come in, 14-year-old boy. Let me take you into the bedroom.
So you back in Coca-Cola with you?
Yeah, lie you back in silk sheets and teach you the ways of the world." But he was convinced it was going to happen.
Right.
So he was, let's go around the hotel and see if there's any married couples staying here. Like, yeah, right. That's not going to happen, you idiot. But anyway, we went to the first room. It was and all the corridors were dark, so you're not supposed to go down the rest of this hotel. And the room with all the coats in, I thought that'd be a great one to start off in. So I opened the door, and I ran and I dived onto the top of the pile of coats, like the blood curdling scream. And all of a sudden, from underneath, I had this like, pulled off, and it's like a volcano erupting. The coats parted, and this couple came out from under the coat.
What?
And it was like one of my mates and his girlfriend had decided that
That was the place to go. The coats.
and like. Yeah,
That's awful.
I don't know what had been going on, but he was like absolutely furious.
Well, how are you to know?
I wasn't.
You dived into some coats.
On top of them.
On top of it.
Well, all my mates followed me, didn't they? They all dived on as well. It's a big pylon, you know, like you do, like,
Yeah.
pylon. So we're all on top of these coats, and like all of a sudden it's like we're like, what the hell's that? Like suddenly get knocked off, and they're like, he converges with this girl from out from underneath this pile of coats, like Vesuvius.
Yeah.
And yeah, we kind of like, yeah, we ran away really quickly.
Yeah.
Because he was really angry.
I bet. It's his own fault.
Yeah, yeah, but it was a great party. It was really, really good. And stupidly, they left the bar open, so we just kept going around behind the bar and filling the jugs up again from the tap. I think I got so drunk at 14. It's terrible.
It's kind of cool.
It wasn't really. I have recollections of me being violently sick
Nice.
out the back of the hotel.
In the coats.
Yeah, no, not in the coat. No, not again. So yeah, Scraggy's party.
Was he a bit of a legend after that?
He was, yeah. Scraggy was a legend. Scraggy was the first one to have his own car. I remember.
First car.
Yeah, and he had this thing about. He always used to say to us. He said every time I saw him, he's going, just going off to do a forecourt service.
What?
A forecourt service.
What's that?
So I'm going to check the tyres, check the oil, check the water.
Because he's got one.
Yeah, wipe the lights clean.
Yeah.
No, down to the local garage. I'm just going off to do a forecourt service.
Right.
Every time I saw him, Scraggy, how's the car? Yeah, just going off to do a forecourt service. But you only did that like an hour ago. I know I need to go and do the forecourt service.
What car did he have?
A brown Ford Fiesta, Mark II.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's a great car.
Yeah.
Never got a ride in it.
Cool.
Tight.
Yeah.
Probably because he was too busy doing forecourt services.
Probably.
I thought sure it was a code word for something.
Yeah, that means something else.
Yeah, he's going off to do something else, not a forecourt service. So, Scraggy's party.
Nice.
Should we get back to the album?
Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
shall we? Side 2. So, you've had your tray of coffees.
Oh, here we go again.
Your mate's mum's brought up this time. She's brought up. You've been round a mate who's got a bit of money, so you've had custard creams and bourbons.
Those are cheap.
No, they weren't then. No,
Really?
no, not then.
Those were expensive
Yeah,
biscuits back then.
81. Custard cream and bourbons were the elite of the biscuit world.
That's.
You came round to my house. You got a rich tea.
Is that just like a digestive?
Yeah, no, it's like those brittle way. They were made for dunking in tea, but they were like
Ugh.
they were just rich
I
tea.
don't think I've had one of those. Bourbon now, you can get a pack of them for like 30p.
I know, but you're talking now, aren't you? This is like 40 years later.
Yeah. These days we've got iPads and Oreos.
Yeah,
It's all bonkers, isn't it?
It's all amazing,
It's gone too far.
brilliant.
Take me back to the 80s where it was a gold time.
Yeah,
Bourbons were the best things you could get.
and the rich tea biscuits. So your mate's mum, you're around your rich friend's house, so she's bought you up some custard creams and some bourbons, and you're like, thank you very much, Mrs. Scrag, for the custard creams and the bourbons, because you own a hotel and you're rich.
Yeah.
And they had Nescafe, not like Sainsbury's own or Co-op own brand coffee. So you didn't have to drink like the stuff that swept up off the floor. You had
Right.
like the real stuff.
But it was still instant.
Yeah. And you're on to side 2.
Cool, okay.
Side 2. Side 2 opens with the track Night Boat. It's a track that builds up from a very kind of low, dreamy synth sound. And the drums build, and there's I think John Taylor this one plays a fretless bass because it's quite a nice fretless bass, like a fruity bass noise.
Fruity.
I always connect a fretless bass with being more fruity than the.
Just stop saying it like that. fretless. You seem to pin up the fretless bass.
I love the
in
fretless
80s.
bass. Yeah, but when we get onto Japan, I'm going to big up the fretless bass
That's
massively.
good. Well, they're really good at it.
Yeah, Mick Khan, what a bass player. Yeah, and Nightboat again had one of those the things I'd only ever heard for the first time. It was a double tracked vocal. So Simon Le Bon double harmonied it. So he sang a high normal pitch bit, and then he sang like a really deep refrain, the same line. So it's double vocaled.
That's cool.
First time I'd ever heard that, which I think gives it kind of ethereal feeling. It's quite strange.
I think the word's ethereal.
That's the one.
Ethereal.
We're not going to cut that out, are we?
Nope, keeping that in. I am the editor.
And it almost, I tell you what, it sounds like. It almost sounds like a spy film soundtrack to me. It's the kind of track that you could use really nicely in the background in a good spy film.
Say James Bond.
Possibly a Bond film.
And
but of course,
maybe Duran Duran wrote a song for James Bond.
We could talk about A View to a Kill.
Was that on Rio? Or was that
No,
completely separately?
No, separate.
That was later.
Yeah. It's not on an album. It's a totally separate
But
track.
he just did it for that?
Yeah, just for the film, yeah. So I've got the single of it. I've got a 7-inch single of View to a Kill. And, of course, it's on Roger Moore's last outing as James Bond. Great video up at the Eiffel Tower. Brilliant.
Nice.
Grace Jones, Mayday. Christopher Walken as the villain. Max Zorin.
Don't remember.
Yeah, you must do. You must remember it.
What film is it?
View to a Kill.
Oh, yeah, of course it is.
They flood Silicon Valley. Oh, okay.
No.
So, yeah, Nightboat goes into the Sound of Thunder. It's got a very strong, repetitive synth riff over quite a resonant bass line. Yeah, it's quite a kind of surreal sounding track. And then it goes into Friends of Mine. Now, quite interesting Friends of Mine. This again they've used again the strange double vocal on the verse. This is a kind of track that's got the verse and the chorus sound completely different. It's like almost like they've patched two songs together. So the verse is really quite dark and down, and then it jumps into this chorus that's really upbeat and dancey.
Right. Maybe that is what they did.
Yeah, it's got this sinister, really screaming guitar chord that runs through the verse. And it suddenly jumps into this really upbeat, dancey chorus line. It's got a really interesting lyric. Georgie Davis is coming out. No more heroes, we twist and shout. For ages, I wondered who Georgie Davis was, and then I found out that George Davis was an armed robber who was actually wrongly convicted, and his relatives protested by digging up a cricket ground, I believe, in Harrogate, in Yorkshire.
Right.
And as such, it brought to attention then Home Secretary Roy Jenkins in '76, and then freed him. So Georgie Davis was freed.
Wow.
He subsequently ended up going back to prison again for doing another robbery, but
So he did do the first one.
no, he didn't. He was wrongly convicted. Well, nobody knows whether he did or he didn't.
Ooh.
But he went back to prison because he got caught doing another robbery. But this one that he features on the Duran Duran song, I don't know.
Right. So they feature him on there.
Yeah, they feature him on the album in the lyrics.
Cool.
So I think it's part of the protest for him to be freed.
Oh, I bet they look like idiots now.
I don't think so. They probably thought it was a good thing to do at the time. You stand by your convictions, don't you?
But yeah, but then he did another one. So
Yeah.
looks like they freed a guilty man.
Yeah. Could have been. Who knows? I don't want to say too much because his relatives might come and find us.
He might come and find you.
Do you think he's still alive?
Yeah.
76?
Yeah, he's probably about 80 now. 70, 80 years old.
Yeah. Like old Roddy Biggs, the great train robber.
Yep.
You don't know who that is, do
No.
you? Never mind. And then the album finishes with a instrumental piece called Tel Aviv. although it's kind of like there's a strange lilting vocal in the background, it's not singing any particular lyric. And it's a really nice interplay between the synths and the guitars. And I love it because it's got a really very Eastern feel to it. It's got the kind of Eastern Mediterranean feel to it.
So why they called it Tel Aviv.
Yeah, after the city in Israel.
Mm.
And that closes the Duran Duran album.
Wow.
Which I think leads us nicely on to talk about something that we noticed. We've been talking about.
This would be a good thing to finish off with.
Yeah, on the CD. So when the album eventually was released on CD, I went and bought it straight away because I didn't want to keep playing my vinyl copy because I was worried about it.
It's worth noting that you went and bought it from
one of the major established record shop. I think it was HMV at the time I bought it. I'm pretty certain it was HMV or one of those stores in a big town. So it was on the shelf, just come out, went and bought it.
Right.
And what we noticed is that we've got the CD here. And I'm going to show it to the camera for those watching on YouTube. Yeah. So that's the CD of it. So if you're listening on Spotify, you won't see this. But the track listing. So on the album, on side 1. So if you hold the CD.
Yeah.
So let's go through the track listing. On side 1, the track listing on the vinyl is Girls on Film.
Hold on, so this CD is meant to be an exact copy.
It's an exact copy.
It's basically this, but just in a different format.
An exact copy of the vinyl.
Okay.
So
go on then. First song,
Girls on Film.
Same on here.
Second song, Planet Earth.
Same on here.
Third song, Anyone Out There.
Same on here.
Third song, To the Shore.
Nope.
What have you got?
Careless Memories.
Fifth song, Careless Memories. Your fifth song.
Is There Something I Should Know?
Okay, so
all the rest of the songs are the same.
And then on side 2
that.
is exactly the same.
Yeah.
So
really, it's this To the Shore and To the Shore on the vinyl.
Yeah.
And Is There Something I Should Know on this CD?
So Is There Something I Should Know is a single that came out after the Duran Duran album was released as a single. But so in the inner sleeve of the CD, the lyrics are there for "Is There Something I Should Know" as well. But when you play this, the actual CD, the actual CD is printed with "Is There Something I Should Know" on the actual CD itself.
So everything so far is pointing towards that song being "Is There Something I Should Know."
Yeah. But when you play the CD, it plays the songs in exactly the same order as the album, the vinyl album.
So even Careless Memories is in the right place.
Is There Something I Should Know is not on there. But what I did find out was that in 1983, because that album didn't really take off in the US. So what EMI did, they used a subsidiary label, Capitol Records, and released it in 1983 in the US. But they switched. They originally they put a 12-inch version of Planet Earth called the Night version, which was an extended version, and took off To the Shore and put Is There Something I Should Know on it in its place.
Oh.
So that is the US version of the CD. But when you play the disc, Is There Something I Should Know isn't on there.
It's the UK CD.
It's the UK CD printed up for the US version.
But that doesn't make sense, because if you look on the back here, that's EMI Records.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not their other one. That's England.
So if
Hayes, Middlesex, England.
Yeah. So if anybody can shed any light on that,
I've looked all over forums.
So
there's 100 Duran Duran forums. I've looked over all of them. I've put that we have this CD and it's got the track on there and everything points to that being on there, and it's not.
Yeah.
And I've seen nothing else about it.
So we would welcome anybody who can comment on why that might have occurred.
Yeah.
Because
and what on earth is going on?
What's going on
Planet Earth?
On Planet Earth. It's obviously a careless memory. Hey, it's like that. Here a week.
I can't think of any other ones.
No.
I can't think of any other ones.
Okay. So, anything else you want to add?
Really cool review, Paul. Thanks for showing us what Duran Duran's first album was like.
So that just leaves us to we're gonna.
That's a wrap up.
Yeah. Apart from, we're just gonna slot in a little feature now. Our research assistant is going to present a little feature called Sam Facts.
Oh, I thought we were doing it halfway through.
Oh yeah. So we're gonna cut this bit.
Yeah. So I'm going to cut halfway when you do your tea and biscuit bit.
Yeah, and put it in there.
Put it in there.
So, thanks very much for watching. That's our review of the Duran Duran album. Hope you enjoyed it. The next week will be another album. We're going to try and feature something a little bit less well known next time. That just leaves me to say a very big thanks to Jake for co-hosting again, and to our studious research assistant Sam for his Sam Facts. We will be back next week with another album review. In the meantime, if you did enjoy this, please give us a thumbs up and a like.
And also share it with your friends. We put the first episode out. I know you're all liking it, but share it with your friends.
Yeah, share it. That allows us to make more episodes. And please, if you've got comments, leave them. And if you've got stories that are connected with any of the albums we review, we'd love to hear them. And if you're happy for us to share them on air, we will do.
Yeah, we'll read them out.
Yeah.
I'd love to do that.
Yeah. So, if you want to hear more, please subscribe. Until next time, thanks very much.
Bye.